my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are Simon. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love.
the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed. Until I woke awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero?
Devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand, call
Check, check. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Open Championship live show round 1 recap. It's good to be back in another major. It's unfortunately the last one, but we're rocking and rolling. Royal Liverpool, it's showing up so far, and I like it. I'll be here after all 4 rounds. Of course, as always, got the tees and the zinnies. And we're ready to rock. So before we go any further, make sure we sub to the channels. Obviously, YouTube here at Doc Maragas Golf. Do most of the other work on Twitter. And some stuff on the new threads, I guess, now. TikTok and YouTube Shorts for some clips. But enough about that. Let's get right into the championship. So right off for the early wave, of course, I don't know, I woke up... Went to work. I wasn't going to be a crazy person and wake up at 5 o'clock and start watching golf. I love the game, but I have a real job to do. So woke up, got to work around 8 o'clock, turned it on. Tommy Fleetwood's crushing it. There's some long, large, gangly South African guy, Christo Lamprecht, 6'8" amateur from South Africa, coming out of nowhere. He was leading. I think he made birdie once I started watching it, and he was done after that. So 5 under, was leading throughout the morning. And then he has a real weird swing too. Just I'm sure it's hard to get it around when you're 6'8", but he's leading he's leading the Open 2023 after round 1. He'll always have that on his resume when he inevitably comes crashing down tomorrow in the afternoon. But hey, he gets to sit on the lead for an entire night, all throughout the morning too, because conditions might be an issue in the morning. We'll see. But, yeah, Christo Lamprecht has the lead. He's tied with Tommy Fleetwood, hometown kid, after the early wave, or after round 1. So the rest of the early wave, Jordan Spieth was, honestly, didn't see a ton of Jordan Spieth. I know there's a little bit of kerfuffle that coming down the 18th. Didn't see any of his shots or how he got to the green, which there's more of those takes that I have later on. Bogey the par 5, 18th. I think he had it at 3 under, and he finished at, I want to say 2. Yeah, finished 2 under, 69, I believe. Nice. Brooks Koepka also going off in the early wave, shooting a 1 under par very quietly. And I think the only shot I saw him hit wasn't even a hit of a shot. So it was about 100 minutes into coverage when I started watching. 8 o'clock. It was at 9:40 at this point when I saw him hit his birdie putt on 18, and then his par putt, I guess. So I guess I saw Brooks Koepka, the reigning PGA champion, hit 2 shots, which were, I don't know, 25 total feet of putts, which is, I get it, he's a live guy, but, like, come on. He's one of the best players in the world. He's shown it. He's not just out here for a check. That's a separate point, but I think Brooks is one of the separate players on the LIV Tour that doesn't just care about the money. He did it for a guarantee, and honestly, I think this setup fits his schedule. He can really, all he cared about anyways was the majors, so leave the PGA Tour and take a fat check, and then again just center everything around the majors. You don't have that much to play for LIV, and yeah, he's doing his thing. He's 1 under par, and he's set up going into Friday, and I think it's going to be the early wave. No, the early-late wave is going to get a slight advantage here. I think the late wave on round 1 had about a 1-shot disadvantage, and it's probably going to be a similar thing for the early wave and a late wave tomorrow. I think there's going to be some rain in the morning, but we'll see. Anything else on Brooks? Not so much. Going right into Scotty. another just ho-hum 1 under 70, tied with Brooks there. He's just doing what he does. He's always going to be there. I think when the conditions do arrive, Friday, right through the weekend, I think it's supposed to rain like all weekend. He's going to be there. Ball striking is always going to be there. It's just going to come down to, hey, where's the putting at? Can he sink a few? We'll see. If not, whatever. But Scotty's going to be there. I do have a nice little top 10 parlay with him and Rory, which it's looking okay for now. And then, let's see, other stories from the early wave. Wyndham Clark shooting at 368, so he's right there in, where's he at? T7 at the moment. And I feel like I'm just rooting for, like, good for him, good for winning the U.S. Open and doing his thing, becoming a major champion, but I'm just rooting for him to fail after what happened at the U.S. Open, which I don't even feel bad about. Like, you can't root for everybody on tour, and that's what it seemed like for so long, that it's just a tour of a bunch of good guys. You want to root for everybody. I think it's good when there's some villains, and I don't think Wyndham Clark's a villain for a lot of people. He is for me because I wanted Rory to win. Coming down the stretch, I wanted, at the U.S. Open at least, I wanted Wyndham to miss every putt. I wanted him to go OB right on 18 at LACC, and as we all know, and you could throw any amateur on the 18th hole, and he'll probably put it in the fairway, because that fairway was gross. It was disgusting. It was not conducive to a final hole in a major championship. But Royal Liverpool absolutely is. We're going to get to some more of that later. And then last thing on the early wave, like initial stories, is I saw entirely too much Marcel Siem, and like he plays on the European Tour. I guess he's all right. But the fact I saw any Marcel Siem in a major championship and barely saw next to no Brooks Koepka, barely saw Jordan Spieth, it's a disgrace considering there's other real players that can win. Like Marcel Siem and a lot of these guys are like, if you're gamers like me, he's basically NPC or non-playable character. And a lot of these guys are. They're just a bunch of NPCs out there. They're there to fill up the groups and make sure that there's enough for a tournament, but they're not real players. And Marcel Siem's one of them. And the fact I had to see all that Marcel Siem, didn't like it. I feel like we saw his entire round. And, yeah, way more of him than I would have liked. Marcel Siem. I don't even know. He's got a man bun. I don't know if they think it's cool and they want to get that on coverage. I don't know. Let's get right to the late wave. So Rory coming out of the gate, just fanning drives, just forever right. Front nine with Rory, it just felt like another one of those days that couldn't make any putts. Like even when he did hit good putts, they're burning the edges, coming up just a little bit short. The wedge game was off for most of the day. So it was round one, the first 9 holes of round one, and I was already getting a little distraught out of what I saw from Rory because I have some scar tissue of so many major championships over the last few years where that's what you see in the final round. Thankfully, it was the first round. Hopefully, we got it out of the way. Did he? I'm not really sure. I really hope he did because if he gets back up there and does that again on Sunday, I'm going to lose it. I will lose it. It'll be another Sunday where I can't do the final round recap because I just can't because my heart's ripped out. Why do I care so much? I don't know. Sports are great. Let's move on. Morikawa starting with just a psycho scorecard. He went bogey, birdie, double, birdie after putting off the green on the 4th hole. And then I think we'll go down the leaderboard a little bit later and see where he's at. I don't know where he's at. We'll figure it out soon. And, yeah, he had an interesting round today. And in the afternoon wave, it just felt like nobody was getting much of anything going for the most part. It just seemed fairly stagnant. The guys that did go up there, let's see, Emiliano Grillo. So you got a bunch of just international flavor at the top there. You got a South African, you got a South American from Argentina, Emiliano Grillo, and Tommy up at the top there. So that's cool. But it just felt like, of the playable characters, I believe Emiliano Grillo is an NPC. in my opinion. Of the real players, it just felt like nobody could really get anything going. Like, Rahm was struggling. Rory, like I said, just couldn't really get it going. Rory did make a bit of a run down the stretch there. I think, let's take a look. Might as well get right over to the scoreboard here. Rory's. I know he finished even. So what did he do? I know he birdied 2. I birdied 3 holes there. So let's get my face out of the way there. So Rory at the end there, he did, like I said, 1 over going out, and then bogey on 12. He had an ugly par on 5 at the par 5, which Rory's got to capitalize on those par 5s if he's going to win. But once you get to 14, birdies 14, 15, has it going, has a good chance at birdie on 17, misses it, makes par, and then 15 was, I think he's going to feel good about it after what it could have been, but had a great tee ball, dumps it in the bunker, leaves it in the bunker, and then hits the next shot on the green and makes par after that. So I'm sure it felt really good after that, but it could have been a lot better. I think he thought it was going to be a lot better. Maybe a chance at eagle, but we'll take that. Even par 60 or 71 for Rory is okay there. Move myself back over here. And that was about it for the late wave. Getting to the other story from the late wave, which everybody's talking about, of course, is Justin Thomas. So back-to-back major rounds, shooting in his second round at LACC after he had a bad round in round 1. LACC, obviously he missed the cut because he shot an 81 his second round. And then round 1 of the Open here, he shoots an 82. And it's back-to-back 80s in major championships is tough. Of course, we're going to have to talk about the Ryder Cup. Personally, if he continues to play this well, I get it. He's been a mainstay of the United States team for, I don't know, a decade at this point. But not a decade, but it's been in quite a few teams he's been a part of, and I get he's a part of that core American group. Plays really well, has an outstanding Ryder Cup record, but plays really well with Spieth in the Ryder Cup. But what he's doing this year is not good. I feel like if Zach Johnson, I said this on Twitter, and I got a little pushback on it, half joking, half serious, but if Zach Johnson gives him a call and wants to put him on the team, Justin Thomas, assuming he continues to play this well, if he shows any form over the next month, then sure, put him on the team. But if he continues to do this, can't make any cuts, I think he's going to miss 3 out of 4 cuts in major championships, which big stages, you want to see him play well there. Ryder Cup's a big stage. Even in the one that he did make the cut, he finished in like 50th or 60th place, which isn't good. So if he continues to do this and he gets a call from Zach Johnson, he's got to be the bigger man and say, pick somebody else. Would he say that? I don't think so, but if he's in this condition and the United States makes that decision to put him on the team, that's just malpractice. And you're asking for potential loss, because I feel like things are starting to swing the Euro Tour's way a bit. The European team's way at this point, so we'll see. Hopefully JT turns around. He's obviously a great player. He's won 2 major championships. Everybody has their little fall from grace, but yeah, he's not playing well right now. Other notes that I had, we'll go back to the leaderboard in a second, but other notes I had on the first round. So number 1 is, I don't know if anybody else saw the Trump Turnberry commercial. This isn't a political golf podcast, but the guy's just such a blatant racist. Like, people are out of their mind believing that this guy cares at all for people. Like, the commercial goes through Trump Turnberry, which I'll give it to him. Place looks sick, but all the information. You want more information? Go to Trump.com or call us at 155-TRUMP. Get yourself a Trump card at Trump Turnberry. Like, it's ridiculous how much he loves himself, and he'll put his name on anything. Like, truly anything. He knows how to market himself, I'll tell you that. Just slap your name on whatever you can. It's probably a lesson for a lot of people of what you can do by just throwing your name on as many things as possible, but the commercial is ridiculous. Just Trump, Trump, Trump everywhere. have some self-awareness, whatever. Other notes. Phil, was he just wearing a crew neck sweater, like no polo underneath? Like he is out there these days. He looks kind of funny. I saw a tweet on Twitter. I think it was Tron Carter from No Laying Up. Like he's morphing into a real life version of Larry David on the golf course, which I thought was hilarious. Looking at the course specifically, I think that these last couple holes are going to be sick. So 16 is a good par 4. I believe it's par 4. Let's check it out. Yeah, 16 I think is a good par. Obviously got 15 par 5, which is an easy hole. 16 is the 6th hardest hole. It was today at least. Then you got 17, the par 3. I'm going to get to that in a second. And then 18, par 5. So I think the final stretch at Liverpool is going to be sick. And there can really be some big swings versus LACC, which was just there's so much hype leading up to LACC. It was going to be a great venue. And we're not going to relitigate that, but the place sucked. It wasn't good. And that's all I got to say about that. But I think Royal Liverpool is going to be fantastic coming down the stretch. And I don't think any leads are going to be safe here. And we're going to get to that now. So let's get into 17. So the 17th hole, at least on day 1, is reminding me of the 15th at LACC all over again. Let's stop shitting our pants because amateurs will probably make a 10 on the hole. Today played as a 126-yard par 3. These guys are professionals. I think they're going to be okay on a wedge. Like sure, there's going to be some guys that blow up, but the leaders, we'll see how they do in major championship pressure when there's some wind involved, and that's what I hear. Once the wind gets going, 17 is going to be a crazy hole. It's going to be unfair. Who knows? But today it played as the 9th hardest hole on the course, and that's the only hole I've heard about for, I don't know, the entire week leading up to today. That's all I heard about today, and it was the 9th hardest hole. It didn't look like anything crazy. So let's just chill out on overhyping these holes because now it's back-to-back that they're not living up to what they're supposed to be. Again, it could all change this weekend with some wind and some conditions when it's raining, but day 1 was not special. Now going to the 18th hole. 18th hole is very fun. So we've got, what do we have? We have in-course out of bounds to the right of 18. So let's bring it up here. Get this guy out of my face. Let's bring up Ricky Fowler. He shot a 1 over, and he'll be a good visual of 18 when it loads here. All right. Let's go back to the picture-in-picture there. I'll get my face out of here again. So let's just take a look at the hole. So Ricky's teeing off down here, right in the middle of the fairway to start. And then you've got in-course OB all along this right side here. Ricky puts one down, or Ricky, like I said, drove in the middle of the fairway, pumps the first one, OB right. Drops one, pumps another one, OB right, which is just fantastic. Just guys knowing, reaching out for another ball, and it's going OB. So I like the on-course OB. Some people hate it. Some people love it. I tend to love it because I don't think these players get tested with out-of-whack shots very often. They're not really penalized, I think, as much as they should be as professionals, like with all the TIO stuff that they get. So I'm a fan of the in-course OB, especially on the 18th hole at a major championship, where if Wyndham Clark here, if we take a look at the 18th hole, if Wyndham Clark hits his tee shot is going this way and right into the grandstands, OB easy. He loses, Rory wins the major championship there. Again, I don't want to relitigate LACC, but that was a gross 18th hole, and this is going to bring a ton of drama. Really loved what I saw out of 18 on the first day. You can get anything on that hole. And coming down the stretch, again, I don't think any lead's going to be safe on 17 and 18, assuming, like I said, 17 plays like we're told it's going to play. So like I said, Ricky pumped 2 out of bounds. Adam Scott on 18 had a 6 sequence where on his drive, sliced one OB right, immediately reaches for another ball, reloads, and then pull hooks one dead left. Then now there's not OB left, but just dead right, dead left. Always fun to see from a pro. I think that's it on those notes. Looking at the weather for round 2, looks like some rain in the morning, and then it should clear out by the afternoon. But based on the weather forecast, looks like we've got some 10, 15 mile an hour winds throughout the day, which should be solid, I think. And that's enough that's going to make them think, having to switch things up a little bit, need some tea. Love me some tea. But, yeah, hopefully we get some wind tomorrow. A little rain, hopefully not too much rain, because I don't want to see these afternoon and early waves get super separated just because of some conditions. But am I saying that because Rory is playing in the morning tomorrow? 100%, you bet. And Scotty is? Yes, you bet. Am I doing that because I have money on them? 100%. But, yeah, that's about it for the weather conditions. The only other story I had from the day is just Ernie Els going off. So let's go back to this. I'll bring up So basically, he was asked about what's going on with Live Golf and the new deal or the framework deal that the PGA and Live has, and he just went off on Jay Monahan, saying that, quote, if this happened in my day, in my prime, there's no way he's sticking around. Basically, the players would revolt and get him out of there, which I have no idea how Jay Monahan still has a job. What else did he have to say? Any other fun stuff? Let's see. There's a lot of guys who did a lot for this tour. They helped the tour and helped build this game. Are you kidding me? And then this bullshit. Ernie Els. Was he drunk? I've never heard Ernie Els say anything that's like even close to controversial. So Big Easy. Love to hear it, buddy. All right, let's go back to the leaderboard to close it out. See any storylines that I think are going there. Back to picture-in-picture there. Move my face out of there. All right, so like I said, we got 3 at the top. Bunch of international flavor. The fact that Brian Harmon is the top American right now, tough for the US of A. Stuart Sink. Honestly, just looking at this leader, let's count how many people I think are real that are even par or better right now. All right, so, no. 1 and Tommy Fleetwood. 2 Wyndham Clark. 3 Max Homa. Good to see some form from Max in a major championship finally. I think this was his best round in a major championship in the first round. He looked really good, putting very well, looked very stable. He wrote something on his glove that they showed. I couldn't see because I was treating patients today, but I'm assuming that's just a reminder to keep it cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure he'll talk about it. All right, so I'm losing my counting. So 1, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give Siwoo Kim. I feel like he's always there. So 5 in Siwoo, 6 Patrick Reed, 7 Thomas Peters. Patrick Cantley's not real. He's an NPC. 8 Brooks Koepka, Hideki 9, Scotty 10, Xander 11. He's close to an NPC. Let's see. Keegan Bradley, I'll give it to you. You have a major championship 12. Sungjae 13. Hovland 14. Marcel Siem, no NPC. And then we've got Rory and Tyrrell Hatton at 15 and 16. So I think in the top 47 players that are even par or better, there's 15 players that are real people and real playable characters. Besides that, everybody else is going to fall apart, I think. Most likely, right? We'll check back in on this tomorrow and on the weekend, obviously. But let's go a little further down the leaderboard. Any other good stories? Adrian Moronk, the Polish man. He's another big guy. Cool. Kurt Kitayama, 1 over. Matt Fitz, 1 over par. Adam Scott, even after pumping that 1 OB on 18. He was one that I saw in the morning, like one of the first guys I saw. And I feel like he was all over the ballpark, but somehow shot only 1 over. What did he do on 18? He had a double on 18, so yeah. Cam Smith 1 over par. Ricky, after what he did, he was 2 under and then as a snowman on 18, which is fun. I think this 18th hole is going to be sick. Cam Young 1 over. Where's John Rahm? Nacho at 1 over. Who else we got? Sam Burns 2 over. At this point, it doesn't matter. All right, Colin Morikawa 2 over. What did he do? Yeah, like I said, he had that psycho scorecard to start, and then got together a bit. Went out even, and then 3 over on or 2 over on the back isn't terrible. He's still in it, I think. Louis, I remember when Louis was just coming in second in every major ever. That was fun times. Who else we got? Tom Kim at 3 over par. Where's John Rahm? John Rahm 3 over. Don't like that. It's okay. I don't have anything on him. But yeah, he just hasn't. He never really plays super well at Open Championships. I think he's got like a 1 top 10 in his career, and that's about it. Ernie Els, after shooting off some fireworks, 4 over. Must have been pissed after his round. And then let's go to the bottom. Who's at the bottom? That's just shocker. Besides Justin Thomas, 1 shot away from DFL. That's tough, JT. Very tough. Where did Phil finish? Phil's the last one I think anybody cares about. Finished tied with John Daly at 6 over par, 77. Phil was actually playing well for a while, and then he just let it totally fall apart. I think he dumped it on 18 too. Yeah, Phil had a sick snowman on 18 as well. I'm very, very, very excited for 18 on the weekend. But I think without further ado, that's nothing else really to talk about. That's it for day 1. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be here all weekend unless Rory risks my heart out on Sunday. And for anybody waking up at the ass crack of dawn on Friday morning, I salute you. I think I'm going to try and get up a little earlier to see Rory play. Maybe I'll go into the clinic earlier and just sit there and watch TV. But besides that, enjoy round 2, and I will see you guys tomorrow night